management. Just as the title of the name of the module implies, we'll be introducing ourselves to mental health management, whereby we'll define mental health management, explain it, and look at some necessary subtopics under mental health management to introduce ourselves to what mental health management is all about. Topics like importance of mental health management to individual and the community as a whole. You understand? And not to forget, we'll be having 10 different modules for this course. And this is the first module and the first video as well. And which having 10 different modules for this course implies that we'll be having 10 different videos like this. 10 different videos, and this is the first one. I will encourage you to listen carefully and follow the lecture so that we can all benefit at the end of the day. So let's move on to the content of the module. So what are those subtopics? What are those topics that we'll be looking at in this module? Introduction to mental health. We have one to be mental health management. We'll be introducing ourselves to the meaning of mental health management. So after that, we'll move on to address the importance of mental health management. Why is mental health management in the society? What is the purpose, the function? Why it is necessary, why it is important and significant in the society? We'll also look at that. Then we'll move on to the impact of mental health management on individual and society. If there is proper mental health management, what are the positive impacts on individual and the society as a whole? In the group of individuals make up the society. So whatever is affecting a person will definitely affect the whole society if care is not properly taken. So, and we'll also move on after that. We'll move to the final subtopic here, which is societal impact, impact of the society on mental health as well. We also look at that. So now let's the introductory part. We have the introductory part to be that mental health management, MHM, as for short form, but it is a vital aspect of overall well-being. It is very, very significant when we are talking about the well-being of an individual generally. So, and it encompasses the strategies and techniques that is used to maintain emotional, psychological, and social health. So it also involves, it is not just about the aspect of well-being, of the general well-being of individual. It also encompasses the strategies and different techniques that are used or employed to maintain stable emotional, psychological, and social health. To these techniques and strategies that is used to be normal in the society, emotionally, psychologically, and socially. So now we also let's move forward that to the fact that effective management, that is when there is proper management, it also involves recognizing one's mental health needs. That is knowing what your mental health needs, what you need mentally, and developing coping mechanism, how you can cope under pressure or what have you. Then also seeking support when needed. So, and also reaching out to people for support when it is necessary. We can't just, some pressures cannot be dealt with alone. You have to reach out to somebody or reach out to professionals in the line to help you. So it's all about cultivating resilience. So mental health is all about cultivating resilience, the habit of using resilience, being calm, self-awareness, and healthy habits to navigate life challenges. We can't be in this life and not face one. We all are facing one or two or the other. But the ability or the techniques that it is employed or used to remain calm and healthy, so throughout while navigating these different challenges or life challenges that we might have faced. So it also involves reducing stress and foster a positive mindset. However, by prioritizing mental health management, individuals can improve their relationships, productivity, and overall quality of life. Just imagine that there is stable mental health. We have a stable mental health in the society whereby people are stable mentally. They are not passing through any psychological drain or what have you. The people are able to maintain their mental health and stay and being stable in it, being standard in maintaining their mental health. So when we have that, we will definitely have good relationship. Good relationship productivity will be productive in our relationship. The way we relate to people will be outstanding. There will not be room for conflict and all, and we will definitely have overall quality of life. So let's move on to the meaning of mental health management now. In everyday terms, mental health can be defined as the basic way, or let's say basically how well you are doing emotionally. It just has to do with how far or how well an individual or a person is doing emotionally. It is not just limited to emotionally, but also psychologically and socially. These are the three terms. So it is about feeling good. It's all about feeling good overall, being able to handle everyday stress, relate to others, being able to control one another and oneself under pressure, being able to make effective choices, positive choices, and also enjoy life as a whole. So the most widely cited scholarly definition of mental health comes from the WHO, which is the World Health Organization. And according to this definition, we have it that mental health is a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the stress of life, realize their abilities, learn well and work well, and contribute to their community. So it's just uh, a proper state of mind, state of mental well-being. When you have a proper state of mental well-being, then you have people you'll be able to cope with stress of life, any challenges or pressure that is coming. Individual such person will be able to cope with it. Will also be able to realize their ability, detect themselves, and go. It will become very easier to go, because if you detect yourself, you learn well, you work well, you do things in an appropriate manner. So, and this will also contribute immensely to the community, to the growth of the community. So this definition emphasizes that mental health has more than is more than the absence of mental disorders. We can't just this definition is not trying to confine the meaning of mental health to just the absence of mental disorders. It is not just limited to absence of mental disorders, but also the fact is that it is an integral part of overall health, which involves resilience, productivity, and social contribution. So let's move on to the next subtopic now, which is the importance of mental health management. Why is it necessary? Why do we think it is significant to manage our mental health? So managing mental health is very, very important, in the sense that it forms the foundation of overall well-being. Well, that's because it forms the foundation of overall well-being. It enables individuals to navigate life challenges effectively, while also fostering resilience, productivity, and meaningful connections. So handle stress properly to foster by fostering resilience and productivity. So now we have one of the most important one of the importance of mental health management. So we have the first one. Firstly, when we have effective mental health management, it enhances the ability to cope with stress and adversity, by and also allowing people to regulate emotions, maintain clarity in thinking, and make sound decisions even during difficult times. So, are supported by organizations like the WHO, World Health Organization, which emphasizes that mental health, as a state that helps individuals handle life stresses and realize their potentials. So it is that stage where individuals will be able to realize themselves and also manage mental health issues or stresses. So, secondly, that's under the importance of mental health management. When there is proper mental health management, it directly impacts physical health by reducing the risk of chronic conditions such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, by lowering chronic stress levels and promoting healthier lifestyle choices, including better sleep, nutrition, and exercise. When there is proper management of mental health, it will definitely have positive impacts, good impacts on physical health. It's in the sense that it will reduce some kind of disease that is related to that has to do with not having a rest of mind, being too stressful, being thinking too much and the likes. So where we have diseases like heart disease, stroke, and diabetes and the likes. So it's definitely mental health management definitely impacts physical health by reducing the risk of chronic conditions. So now, thirdly, under the importance of mental health management, we have that it's mental health management strengthens relationships. Yes, positively strengthens relationship and social functioning. It improves communication, empathy, and the capacity to build supportive networks, which in turn, which these networks in return contribute to a sense of belonging and community contribution. I believe this is well explanatory and detailed enough. It is just something that we can all relate to uh, in our normal way of life. When someone is mentally stable, is managing. When someone is managing his or her mental health properly and is mentally stable, he or she will be able to build and strengthen good and growing relationship, fruitful relationship that will they in turn contribute to the sense to the growth of the community. So now let's move on to the next subtopic, which is the impact of mental health management on individual and society. So we've been able to justify the importance of mental health management and why do we think mental health management is necessary. So now we're moving on to impacts of mental health management on individual and society. So effective management of mental health, it profoundly influences both individuals and society. So first, if it profoundly influences both individuals and society, fostering a cascade of positive outcomes that enhance overall quality of life and communal well-being. On a personal level, so we want to look at it on a personal level, individuals who prioritize mental health through therapy, mindfulness practices, or medication, they develop superior coping mechanisms, sharpened focus, and robust stress regulation, which translates into heightened success in educational pursuits and professional endeavors, ultimately boosting productivity and career advancement. So when you are in your right state of mind, definitely this will boost productivity and the career of the individual personally. So this empowerment strengthens interpersonal relationships. It also strengthens interpersonal relationships, cultivating deeper bonds with family, friends, and partners, while diminishing feelings of isolation and relational conflict, thereby creating a supportive social network. So now let's look at the societal impact. This is personal, individually. Let's move on to the societal impact. That is the impact of mental health management on individual and society. Now, to the societal impacts, now we have one, economic gains. So this mental health management will elevate levels of employment engagement, enhance overall output, and accelerate national growth, coupled with considerable reduction in medical expenditures and related financial burdens. So the second impact is resilient communities. When there is high involvement, that is heightened involvement from residents in civic activities, eased pressures on public assistance programs, and declines in rates of homelessness and socio-economic disadvantage. So it will also reduce some kind of so the level of public assistance programs by making it very easier, and also declining the rates of homelessness and socioeconomic disadvantage in the communities. Now, the third one is lightened healthcare load. So when there is proper mental health management, it reduces or lightened healthcare load. So under this, we have that diminished utilization of crisis response teams, medical centers, and ongoing care institutions, allowing for more efficient resource allocation. So now, in conclusion, I believe we've been able to introduce ourselves to this to the topic mental health, introduction to mental health management, where we've been able to define mental health management, importance of management, the importance of management on individual and the society. Why do we think mental health management is necessary and important, and the impacts on the society, how it brings about growth and the contribution of mental health management to the community. We shouldn't think that you taking care of yourself or managing your mental health properly is just limited to yourself or your family alone. It's also in one way or the other positively develop the community and contribute to the community positively in terms of growth. So now moving on to in conclusion, when there is effective management, just like we've mentioned initially, it is a foundational to individual and societal well-being, aligning with key theories. These key theories involve the biopsychosocial model, that is Engel 1977, which emphasizes biological, psychological, and social factors, and also theories such as cognitive behavioral theory, that's Beck 1967, and stress coping models, and that's Lazarus and Folkman 1984, further underscore the importance of addressing thoughts, behaviors, and stressors in mental health. The assessment typically involve evaluating symptoms, functioning, and overall well-being through clinical interviews, standardized tools, and self-report measures. So this is to conclude. When we is so this is to conclude the whole the whole content of the module of this module one. So just to round it up, if there is proper management of mental health, it is we can imagine how versatile the community will become for people. Not only versatile in the sense that how community friendly the environment will be. There will be room for personal growth and community growth, ability to read well and detect, for even for learners, to detect oneself, to detect what you are good at and what you feel like you need to improve on. Well, that is when there is proper and stable mental health